The clinking of champagne glasses and fake laughter echoed through my parents' living room as Poppy excitedly told everyone about her latest legal victory. I stood in the corner, holding my wine glass tightly, trying to stay out of sight while watching my family's faces beam with pride. My name's Ka, and tonight I was about to endure yet another round of feeling like the family disappointment. So then the other side just caved, Poppy said, waving her hands dramatically. Another win for the firm, and now they're talking about a partnership track for me. That's our girl, Dad said proudly, while Mom dabbed at her eyes. Matthew chimed in next. Speaking of good news, they just approved a new cardiac wing at the hospital, and I'm overseeing the whole department now. More glasses clinked, and Mom wiped away a few more tears. I took another sip of my wine and tried to fade into the background, but Laura, my younger sister, wasn't going to let that happen. What about you, Ka? How's your, what do you call it, online store? The room went silent. 5 pairs of eyes were suddenly on me, filled with a mixture of pity and amusement. It's a boutique, I said, straightening up. And it's going well. We just launched a new collection off. Oh, sweetheart, Mom interrupted, her tone heavy with condescension. Maybe it's time to look for something more stable? I heard the community college has some great admin jobs. My business is real, I said, but my voice felt small and uncertain. Poppy let out a sarcastic laugh. Come on, Ka. Selling clothes out of your apartment isn't quite on the level of corporate law or medicine. It's not just selling clothes, I defended myself. I design them. I have a growing customer base. A growing customer base. Matthew laughed. What did you get 5 orders this month instead of 4? The laughter stung like tiny needles in my skin. I excused myself to the kitchen, pretending to need a refill. I stood at the counter, gripping it until my knuckles turned white, trying to block out the conversation that drifted in from the other room. I just worry about her, Mom's voice came through the door. All her friends are building real careers, and she's stuck playing with this hobby of hers. She'll grow out of it, Dad replied. Remember when she was into photography in college? At least this keeps her busy while she figures out what she really wants. I closed my eyes, letting their words fuel the fire inside me. They had no idea what I was really doing. They didn't see the late nights I spent designing, the meetings I had with suppliers, or the marketing strategies I was developing with my friend Tamara. My phone buzzed in my pocket. It was a message from Tamara. Meeting with the fabric supplier tomorrow at 9 UN. Wouldn't miss it, I replied, a smile forming on my face. Family dinner going just as expected. Hang in there, boss lady. We'll show them all someday. I took a deep breath and walked back into the living room, where Laura was proudly sharing that she'd been accepted into a prestigious graduate program. Top program in the country, she announced, with a full scholarship. Now that's how you secure your future, Mom said, giving me a pointed look. I stayed for another hour, enduring more subtle jabs and dismissive comments about my hobby. Each remark, each laugh, each pity-filled glance was another log on the fire of determination that was burning inside me. As the evening ended, Poppy caught me by the door. We just want what's best for you, Ka, she said, patting my arm with fake sympathy. There's no shame in admitting when something's not working out. I met her eyes firmly. You're right, Poppy. There's no shame. But I wasn't talking about my business. Later that night, in my apartment above my small but growing boutique, I sat at my desk, opening my laptop. The business plan I'd been working on glowed on the screen. My latest designs were pinned to the wall next to market research and competitor analysis. A notification popped up, another order, my 15th of the day. I thought about my family's laughter, their dismissal, their certainty that I was wasting my time. Then I thought about the meeting scheduled for tomorrow, the customer base they didn't know about, and the expansion plans I was carefully crafting. Playing dress up, I muttered, looking at my sales spreadsheet. We'll see about that. I worked late into the night, fueled by a mixture of determination and defiance. They wanted me to quit and get a real job. Fine, I'd show them something real. Something so real, it would wipe those condescending smiles off their faces. They just didn't know it yet. 3 years later, I sat staring at numbers that made my hands tremble. Tamara burst into my office, her curly hair wild with excitement. Ka, have you seen the sales figures? We've hit 6 figures this month. I spun my laptop around to show her. I've been staring at them for 20 minutes. I keep thinking it's a glitch. No glitch, boss lady. Tamara hopped onto my desk, grinning. That influencer campaign was genius. The confidence collection is blowing up on Instagram. I pulled up our social media metrics, thousands of shares, hundreds of comments, and our website traffic had tripled. Remember when we were packing orders in my living room? Look at us now. Tamara gestured to our sleek office space, the huge windows overlooking the city, the 2 retail stores, and the online empire we had built. My phone buzzed again, another email. Holy, I whispered, reading the subject line. Tamara, look at this. She leaned over to see. Style magazine wants to feature us in their September issue. This is huge. I could barely breathe. Style magazine was a fashion industry icon. The September issue was legendary. I think we need Julius's advice before we make a move, I said, my voice steady. Tamara was already dialing the number. On it. By the way, your sister Poppy called earlier. She said she's been trying to get in touch with you. My excitement cooled a little. It had been months since I last spoke to my family, not since Christmas when Mom suggested I might benefit from some business training to help with my little side project. Let it go, I said, refocusing on the email. We've got bigger things to handle right now. The next morning, Julius walked into our office looking as sharp as always in his perfectly tailored suit. He had been mentoring me since I met him at a small business conference 2 years ago. So Style magazine, he said, settling into a chair. This is the big break we've been working toward. What's the plan? I grabbed my notebook ready. They're offering a 6-page spread, Julius said after quickly scanning the email. We counter with 8+ digital content. Your story has legs. Young designer shaking up the fashion industry, focus on sustainability and size inclusion. They'll take it. Tamara burst in again, but this time with a look of concern. Poppy's downstairs. My heart sank. Why is she here? Should I tell her you're in a meeting? I glanced at Julius, who gave me a nod of encouragement. No, send her up. Time to show her what we've built. Poppy's heels clicked against the wooden floor as she entered, her lawyer-like poise slightly shaken by the unexpected sight of our office. Wow, she said, looking around in surprise. This is different. What brings you here, Poppy? I asked, keeping my tone professional, the way she spoke to her clients. I have a charity gala coming up. Someone mentioned your brand, and I thought I'd check it out. She trailed off, clearly uncomfortable. Is this really the same boutique everyone's talking about? The very same, Tamara chimed in smoothly. We'd love to show you our latest collection, the one being featured in Style magazine's September issue. Poppy's eyes widened in shock. Style magazine. But that's a legit magazine. I couldn't resist. For my legit business. Julius cleared his throat. We should wrap up our discussion on the expansion plans unless your sister would prefer an appointment with our styling team. Poppy turned red. Yes, actually that would be great. After she left, Tamara burst into laughter. Did you see her face when she realized this wasn't just your little hobby? Focus, I said, but a smile tugged at my lips. We've got work to do. The magazine shoot is in 3 weeks. Everything has to be perfect. Speaking of that, Julius said, pulling up his tablet. They want to shoot here in the office. They want to tell the whole story, your journey from startup to success. I glanced around at what we created, the mood boards, the design studio, the busy team beyond my office doors. Success. The word felt strange, yet powerful. Just then, my phone buzzed. Another message from Mom. Poppy told us about your office. Why didn't you mention this? We're family. I showed it to Tamara, who rolled her eyes. Funny how they're suddenly interested now that you're successful. Very funny, I agreed, then turned to Julius. About that magazine spread, I have an idea for the angle. It's about proving people wrong. Turning doubt into drive. He smiled knowingly. Revenge is best served in Style magazine. Something like that, I said, turning back to my computer and pulling up the sales projections. Now about those expansion plans. As we got back to work, I couldn't help but smile thinking of Poppy's face, of Mom's message, and all the dismissive comments that had fueled my determination. The magazine feature would just be the beginning. They wanted to be part of my success story now. Well, they were about to get more than they bargained for. You haven't responded to their calls, Julius remarked, stirring his coffee as we sat in his corner office with a view of the city. Any of them? 7 calls from Mom, 12 texts from Laura, and 3 voicemails from Matthew, I said, scrolling through my phone. Oh, and Poppy's been emailing customer service every day about her gala dress. Julius leaned back in his chair. You know they'll keep pushing, especially with the magazine feature coming up. Let them push, I said, setting my phone down. I'm busy building an empire. An empire built on spite, he teased with a twinkle in his eye. Not that I'm judging. Some of the best businesses are built on proving people wrong. Speaking from experience? He nodded. My father wanted me to be a doctor, called my first business venture a waste of an education. Now he brags about me to everyone at his country club. The intercom buzzed. His assistant's voice came through. Miss Ka, your sister Poppy is here. She says it's urgent. Julius raised an eyebrow. I sighed. Send her up. Poppy stormed in, her designer handbag swinging. Finally. Do you know how hard it's been to get a hold of you? I've been busy, I said, gesturing to the stacks of contracts and design proposals on Julius's desk. You know, with my little hobby. Poppy looked uncomfortable at that. Look, Mom and Dad feel bad. We all do. We didn't understand what you were building, and now that it's successful, you're suddenly on our radar. That's not fair, she protested. We're family. We should celebrate each other's success. Julius cleared his throat. I'll leave you two to talk. No need, I said, standing. Poppy's just leaving. I have a meeting with investors in 20 minutes. Actually, Poppy said, pulling out her phone. I wanted to show you something. Remember that Christmas when Mom said you needed business training? She played a video of that day. There I was, explaining my business plan, but everyone talked over me. Mom's voice came through loud and clear. Honey, real businesses need real training. This isn't like selling cookies for Girl Scouts. Why are you showing me this? I spoke coldly. Because I recorded all our family gatherings that year for Dad's anniversary video. I have dozens of clips like this, and I wanted to say, I'm sorry, we were wrong. I stared at her, feeling a rush of emotions. You recorded everything. Everything. Want copies? Something clicked inside me. An idea was forming. Yes, actually. I'd love copies. After Poppy left, Julius came back. You good? Better than good. I pulled out my notebook. Remember when you said revenge is best served in Style magazine? I think I just found my dish. Be careful, Ka, he warned. Revenge can backfire. This won't be revenge. It'll be a lesson. Karma's coming. My phone buzzed. Tamara, emergency at the studio. Need you ASAP. Need you ASAP at the studio, I texted Tamara, finding her amidst the sea of fabric samples and mood boards. The magazine wants to know our inspiration for the fall collection. They're doing a whole feature on our design philosophy, she explained. I picked up a piece of deep blue silk. How about turning pain into power? Oh, that's profound. I love it, Tamara said, noticing my serious expression. What happened with Poppy? I filled her in on the videos and my plan. You're going to use their own words against them. Tamara's eyes widened. That's genius, and a bit terrifying. I love it. They want to be part of my success story, I said, running my hand along a rack of finished designs. They will be, just not the way they think. Speaking of success, Tamara said, pulling up our sales dashboard, Poppy's gala dress order. She picked our priciest design, and she's been posting about us on LinkedIn. I couldn't help but laugh. Of course she has. She's probably trying to prove she's always been my biggest supporter. Matthew's wife placed an order too, and Laura's been sharing our posts. Funny how that works. I walked to the window, watching the sun set behind the skyline. You know what bothers me the most? They never even bothered to ask me what I was building. Not once did they sit down and really listen. Well, Tamara said, standing next to me, they're listening now. They sure are, I said, turning back to the studio, to the empire we built from sheer determination and spite. And soon they'll hear everything they never wanted to know. With the magazine shoot just 2 weeks away and the fall collection launch right on its heels, I now had everything I needed, thanks to Poppy's videos, to make sure my family understood exactly what their words had pushed me to create. Get me the digital team, I told Tamara. We need to start planning the holiday collection. I have some very special pieces in mind. Special pieces, indeed, I said, flipping through sketches, each one designed with purpose, each one carrying a message. They wanted to be proud of me. Well, I'll give them something to be proud of. something they won't ever forget. When the September issue hit the newsstands, my phone exploded. 8 glossy pages, my designs splashed across the spread, with the headline, "From Bedroom to Boardroom. How Ka Built a Fashion Empire." Have you seen it? Tamara rushed into my office, magazine in hand. They used the quote. There it was in bold, "Success is the best revenge, but I prefer to call it karma." My phone buzzed again. Mom, the text read. "Sweetheart, we just saw the magazine. Why didn't you tell us about the interview? We're so." I quickly hit decline. "Your Instagram followers just shot up by 50,000, Tamara announced, checking her tablet. And oh my God, Ka, look who just shared the article." Poppy's post appeared on my screen. So proud of my baby sister. Always knew she had it in her. Family first. Proud sister. The audacity, Tamara muttered. "Screenshot that," I said. "Add it to the collection." My office doors swung open again. Julius entered, a copy of the magazine under his arm. The investors are ecstatic. Phones are ringing off the hook with partnership offers. "And look at this," Tamara said, showing us her tablet. "Matthew just posted, 'My sister's success story proves that with family support, anything is possible.'" Can you believe this? I laughed. Family support? That's what they're calling it now. "Ka," my assistant's voice came through the intercom, "your parents are here." The room went silent. "Should we tell them you're in a meeting?" Tamara asked. I stood up, smoothing my dress. One of my own designs, of course. "Of course not. Let them come up." Mom rushed in first, the magazine clutched to her chest, with Dad following behind. "Darlings, this is incredible. Why didn't you tell us about the photo shoot?" "Must have slipped my mind," I replied coolly, between running my little hobby and getting some real business training. Dad looked at least a little embarrassed. We may have been hasty in our judgment. Hasty. I picked up my own copy of the magazine. Let's see what the article says. Despite initial skepticism from family and friends, Ka persevered. Hasty seems like an understatement. "We're trying to apologize," Mom said, her voice tight. "We're here now, aren't we?" "Yes, now that there's something to brag about at your country club." Julius cleared his throat. "I should check on those partnership offers." "No, stay," I said. After all, Julius has been more family to me these past few years than. I let the sentence hang. Mom's eyes welled up. "We're having a family dinner tonight. Everyone will be there. Please come, let us make it up to you." I glanced at Tamara, who gave me a subtle nod. The timing was perfect. "Fine," I said. "I'll be there." After they left, Tamara turned to me. "Are you really going?" "Of course." I opened my laptop, pulling up the holiday collection designs. "It's time for phase 2. "The gifts," she said, smiling knowingly. I clicked through the sketches, each one personalized, each one perfect. Julius looked at the designs. "These are pointed." "They're honest," I corrected. "And they're exactly what my family deserves." My phone buzzed with a text from Laura. "OMG sis, just saw the magazine. Can't wait to see you tonight. P said any chance I could get that blue dress from your new collection? My thesis presentation is next week." "Unbelievable," Tamara muttered, reading over my shoulder. "Actually," I said, "it's perfect. Laura always did love blue. Wait until she sees what I've designed, especially for her." The rest of the day passed in a blur of congratulatory calls and messages. Every time my family posted about my success, Tamara made sure to archive it. Every proud declaration, every sudden claim of unwavering support. All of it would serve as ammunition for what was to come. As I got ready to leave for dinner, Julius caught my arm. "Remember what I said about revenge backfiring?" "This isn't revenge," I said, checking my reflection. "This is a lesson in accountability. Just be careful. Success is the best revenge, but peace is priceless." I grabbed my bag, another one of my designs featured prominently in the magazine. "Peace comes after truth, Julius, and tonight we're serving truth for dinner." Tamara hugged me goodbye. "Show them who you've become. Show them what they missed." I stepped into the elevator, the magazine tucked under my arm. My family wanted to celebrate my success. Fine, but first, they needed to acknowledge how we got here. And I had 8 perfectly designed reminders in production just waiting to show them exactly that. The family dining room looked exactly the same. Mom's china, Dad's wine collection on display. The heavy oak table, where I had endured countless dismissive comments, now held a copy of Style magazine at my usual spot. There she is. Laura bounced over, the fashion mogul herself. Matthew raised his glass of wine. To cause success. To success, they all echoed, the same voices that once ridiculed my dreams, now toasting them. So, Poppy, I leaned in, tell us everything. How did you manage to keep this all under wraps? Under wraps? I took a sip of wine. I've been talking about my business for years. You just weren't listening. An awkward silence filled the air. Mom cleared her throat. Well, we're listening now, darling, and we're so proud. Since when? The words slipped out before I could stop them. Since the magazine, since the sales numbers, since other people started backing what I've been doing. That's not fair, Dad protested. We were just concerned about your future. My future? I pulled out my phone. Like when you said, and I quote, she needs to stop playing entrepreneur and get a real job. That kind of concern. Matthew shifted uncomfortably. Come on, Ka, that was years ago. 3 years, 2 months, and 14 days ago, actually. Christmas dinner, right after you called my business plan delusional. Laura's face went pale. You remember all that? I remember everything, I said, locking eyes with each of them. Every dismissive comment, every mocking laugh, every time you interrupted me when I tried to explain what I was building. We made mistakes, Mom said quietly. We're trying to make it right. By claiming credit for my success. By posting about how family support made it all possible. Poppy blushed, but didn't speak. I'm just proud, she mumbled. Now you're proud? Now that there's something to be proud of? Now that your friends are asking about me? Now that you can drop my name at parties? The silence was deafening. I have something for each of you, I said, my voice steady. Special pieces from my holiday collection. They'll be ready soon. Oh, how wonderful, Mom brightened. Will they be featured in the magazine too? Exclusive pieces, custom made. You could say they're inspired by family memories. Dad raised his glass once more. To family memories. If only they knew the truth. The rest of dinner passed in a haze of forced conversation and insincere questions. They asked about investors, celebrity clients, and profit margins. Not once did anyone ask about the years of struggle, the sleepless nights, the doubts I faced alone. When dessert arrived, my phone buzzed. Tamara, production samples are ready. Wait until you see how the recordings turned out. Everything okay? Laura asked, noticing the smile tugging at my lips. Perfect, I replied, typing a quick message. Save the blue one for Laura. Make sure the playback quality is flawless. So, about my gala dress, I continued. It'll be ready next week, along with your special holiday gift. A gift already? Mom beamed. But Christmas is months away. A thoughtful thank you for all the motivation you've given me over the years. As I prepared to leave, Mom stopped me at the door. Ka, wait, I know we weren't supportive before, but we really are proud now. That's the problem, Mom. You're proud now, when it's easy to be proud. What can we do to make it right? I looked at her, this woman who had dismissed my dreams for so long, now desperate to claim a piece of my success. Just wait for your gifts, I said. They'll explain everything. In my car, I called Tamara. How's production going? The recordings are embedded perfectly. Each piece plays the exact quote we chose. Your family won't know what hit them. And the timing. The mechanism is set to play as soon as they open the boxes. Julius thinks we're going too far, by the way. I thought about dinner, about their selective memories, about how quickly they'd rewritten history. No, I said. We're going exactly far enough. Back at my apartment, I opened my laptop to review the gift designs one last time. Each piece was a masterpiece, beautiful, expertly crafted, and holding the weight of years of doubt and dismissal. For Poppy, a designer blazer that would replay her mocking words about my cute little website. For Matthew, a cashmere sweater embedded with his comments about real careers. For Laura, that blue dress she wanted, with her voice belittling my choices. And for my parents, matching accessories to remind them exactly how they have failed to support their daughter's dreams. Beautiful gifts wrapped in truth, I thought. Let's see how proud they are after opening these. Are you absolutely sure about this? Julius asked, examining one of the gift boxes in the production facility. Each box was wrapped in signature midnight blue paper, topped with a silver bow that concealed a small speaker. Play the sample, I said, nodding to the blazer for Poppy. He pressed the hidden button. Poppy's voice filled the air. It's cute that you think your little online shop will pay the bills. Maybe stick to selling on Facebook Marketplace. Crystal clear, Tamara commented, checking off items on her tablet. The sweater for Matthew is ready too. Want to hear it? I nodded. Another click. Another recording. Real doctors save lives, Ka. What do you do? Sell dresses on the internet? The timing mechanisms are perfect, our tech specialist reported. They'll activate the moment the boxes are opened. No way to stop the messages until they play completely. Am I happy with the quality? I asked. Broadcast grade, Tamara replied. Your sister Poppy did us a favor, recording everything in high definition. Tamara pulled up Laura's blue dress. This one's my favorite, the way she laughed when you showed her your business plan. The recording played. Oh my God, Kai, you can't be serious. This isn't like your high school art project. The real world doesn't work like that. And for your parents, Julius raised an eyebrow. I opened their box, 2 matching watches, elegant and expensive. Press play. Mom's voice came through clearly. George, we failed somewhere with Ka. All had potential wasted on this fantasy. Dad's voice followed. She'll learn the hard way. Sometimes children need to fail to understand their limitations. Julius winced. Harsh reality often is, I said, closing the box. Ship them tomorrow. Express delivery. There's something else, Tamara said, checking her phone. Poppy just texted. They're planning a family vacation. Want us all to go to the beach house next month? She says, and I quote, now that Ka's finally made something of herself. We should celebrate as a family. I chuckled. Perfect timing. They'll have their gifts long before then. Ka, our packaging manager, approached with another box. The video component is ready too. I opened the box to find a digital photo frame preloaded with clips from family gatherings. Every dismissive glance, every eye roll, every interruption, all carefully edited together. For the living room, I explained. A little family highlight reel. Revenge may feel sweet now, Julia murmured. But this isn't about feeling good, I interrupted. This is about accountability. They don't get to rewrite history just because I proved them wrong. The next morning, I watched as the delivery trucks drove off, taking with them their carefully crafted karma. Tamara stood beside me, monitoring the tracking numbers. Poppy's will arrive first, she said. Her office is closest. Text me when all the boxes are delivered. I want to know the exact moment each one lands. Throughout the day, the notifications kept coming. 10:15 a.m., Poppy's blazer delivered to her law firm. 11:30 a.m., Matthew's sweater arrived at the hospital. 1:45 p.m., Laura's dress dropped off at her graduate housing. 3:00 p.m., the watches arrived at my parents' house. Now we wait, I said, reviewing the delivery confirmations. They'll probably call as soon as they open them. Tamara predicted, let them. I've spent years ignoring their calls. Julia stopped by in the afternoon. Last chance to recall the packages. No, I showed him my phone. Poppy had already posted about receiving a special surprise from her talented sister. If you're sure, he sighed, just remember, once this bell is rung, it can't be unrung. My phone buzzed again. Laura, gee, just got the dress. Can't wait to try it on. Family beach trip next month will be perfect for showing it off. They still have no idea, do they? Tamara marveled. They will, I said, watching the sunset through my office window. Soon enough. That evening, while working late on designs for our next collection, the first text arrived from Poppy. Very funny with the recording. We need to talk. Then Matthew. What kind of game are you playing? Laura. This isn't fair, Ka. We were just looking out for you. And finally, Mom. Please call us immediately. This is cruel. I forwarded the messages to Tamara. It begins. Her response came quickly. Want me to come over? Bring wine. No, I typed back. I want to savor this moment alone. I walked to my window, gazing out at the city lights. Somewhere out there, my family was finally hearing their own words played back to them, finally facing the reality of their actions. The beach trip was in 4 weeks, plenty of time for my gift to settle in. And the photo frame? That would be my carry-on luggage. After all, what's a family vacation without some home videos? At the beach house, The living room crackled with tension as my family opened their gifts. Outside, waves crashed against the shore. But inside, the only sound was the steady playback of their own voices. "Turn it off," Poppy demanded, clutching her blazer. "This isn't funny anymore." "Funny?" I settled deeper into my armchair. "I don't remember laughing when you said these things." Matthew tossed his sweater onto the coffee table. "We get it, Ka. You're successful now. You've made your point." "Have I?" I pulled out the digital photo frame, because I brought visual aids just in case the audio wasn't clear enough. "Don't," Laura whispered, but I was already plugging it in. The screen flickered to life. There we were, 3 Christmases ago, gathered around the same room. On screen, I tried to explain my business plan while Matthew checked his phone. Poppy rolled her eyes and Laura giggled behind her hand. Mom stepped forward. "Turn it off, please. We understand." "Do you?" I let the video play. "Because here's you, Mom, telling your bridge club that I was going through a phase. And here's Dad telling Uncle Rick that I just needed to fail to learn my lesson." Dad's watch beeped, playing back the exact quote. He yanked it off his wrist. "We were wrong," he said quietly. "Is that what you want to hear?" "Wrong about what exactly? About my business or about me?" Poppy stood up, her lawyer persona kicking in. "This is manipulation, Ka, using our words against us. Your words manipulated me for years." I cut her off. "Made me doubt myself. Made me question my worth. But guess what? I saved every doubt, every dismissal, every mockery. And now, they're designer accessories." Laura burst into tears. "I was wearing this dress yesterday at my department meeting. Did everyone hear you laughing at my dreams? No, that recording only plays when you open the box. But isn't it interesting that you're more worried about people hearing what you said than the fact that you said it?" Mom sank into the sofa. "We were trying to protect you." "From what?" "Success. Independence. Self-belief." "From failure?" she snapped. "From disappointment. From becoming exactly what I am now." I gestured around the luxury beach house they'd rented for this family celebration. Funny how that worked out. Matthew ran his hands through his hair. "Okay, we were wrong. We were judgmental and unsupportive. But this is calculated cruelty." "Calculated?" I laughed. "No, calculated was recording every family gathering just to mock me later." "Right, Poppy?" She flinched. The photo frame switched to another clip, my parents' anniversary dinner, where they all talked over my announcement about my first major retail partnership. "I watched this one a lot," I said, "especially the part where Laura asks if I'll ever do anything meaningful with my life." Laura shifted uncomfortably in her dress. "I didn't mean." "Yes, you did. You all did. Every word, every laugh, every dismissal. You meant it all." "And now?" Dad asked. "What do you want now?" I stood up, walking to the window. The ocean stretched out, endless and dark beyond the glass. "I want you to sit with it, really sit with it. Listen to your own voices, watch your own behavior, feel what I felt, every family gathering, every holiday, every dinner." "How long?" Poppy's voice was barely a whisper. "How long did you spend tearing me down? How many years did you waste doubting me instead of supporting me?" Mom started to speak, but her watch activated again, playing her voice. "Sometimes I'm embarrassed to tell people what Ka does." Still embarrassed. The silence thickened, heavy with realization. Finally, Matthew spoke. "The recordings, they won't stop, will they? They're programmed to play randomly, just like your comments used to come randomly, whenever you felt like taking a shot at my dreams." "This is twisted," Poppy muttered. "No," I said. "This is karma wrapped in designer packaging." I picked up my bag, one of my newest designs featured in last month's magazine spread. "I have an early breakfast meeting tomorrow with potential investors. Don't wait up." "Ka, hold on," Mom called. "Please stay. We need to talk about this." I paused at the door. "Talk now?" After years of talking over me. The photo frame shifted to another clip, last Thanksgiving, where my entire family laughed at my plans for growth. "Listen to yourselves," I said, "really listen. Then maybe we can talk." As I stepped outside, the recorded voices followed me, echoing through the beach house like echoes of past conversations. Behind me, I heard Laura sobbing again, Poppy struggling to turn off her blazer speaker, and Mom and Dad bickering over their watches. But for the first time in years, I wasn't the one feeling small. I wasn't the one being silenced. Sometimes karma doesn't just show up. Sometimes you have to wrap it up yourself. The sunrise bathed the beach in golden light. When Mom found me by the water, she brought 2 cups of coffee, her watch noticeably absent. "Your father finally figured out how to disable the recordings," she said, handing me a cup. "Though I suppose we deserved every replay." "Sit," I said, patting the sand next to me. She carefully lowered herself, her designer pants ill-suited for beach sitting. "I couldn't sleep last night," she admitted. Kept hearing my own voice over and over, not just from the watch, but in my head. "Welcome to my world. I was awful, wasn't I? You all were." The waves crashed rhythmically, filling the silence between us. "I found your old business journal," she said after a pause. "The one you kept in high school. It was in the study when I was cleaning last month." I froze, the coffee cup halfway to my lips. "You read it?" "Every page. Your designs, your plans, your dreams. They were all right there, right in front of us. We just refused to see them." My phone buzzed. Tamara checking in. I ignored it. "You know what really hurt?" I asked. Not the mockery, not the dismissals. It was that none of you ever asked. Not once. Never said, "Hey, Ka, tell me about your business. Show me what you're building." Mom's eyes filled with tears. "We were so busy telling you who we thought you should be, we never saw who you really were." Inside the beach house, I could see movement. Poppy and Laura in the kitchen, Matthew and Dad on the deck, all of them stealing glances our way. "The gifts," Mom continued. "They were harsh but necessary, weren't they?" I nodded. "You needed to hear yourselves. Really hear yourselves." "Poppy hasn't stopped crying," she said. "She says she never realized how harsh she sounded." Laura's been up all night rewriting her thesis acknowledgments. Apparently, she'd written something snarky about proving family wrong. Despite everything, I couldn't help but laugh. And Matthew called in to take a mental health day. Said he needed to reconcile with his conscience. The sun climbed higher, warming the air. "I don't expect forgiveness," Mom said quietly, "but I hope we can build something new, something real." My phone buzzed again. Julia this time. "How's Karma feeling this morning?" I typed back, lighter than expected. The door to the beach house opened. Dad stepped out, followed by Matthew, then my sisters. They walked toward us slowly, like approaching a wild animal they fear might bolt. "I made breakfast," Poppy said, her voice hoarse from crying. "Real breakfast, not just coffee." "Maybe we could talk," Laura added. "Actually talk. No recordings, no judgments, just talk." I looked at them, really looked at them, rumpled from a sleepless night, their faces stripped of pretenses, their eyes heavy with the recognition of their own failures. "One condition," I said, standing. "Each of you gets 1 minute to speak without interruption. Then it's my turn." They nodded, and after that, I pulled out the photo frame from my bag. "We record new memories," I said. "Better ones." "We don't deserve a second chance," Matthew said. "No," I agreed. "But I deserve a real family, and you deserve a chance to become someone." Back inside, as the pancakes cooled and coffee steamed, we talked, really talked. Poppy shared her insecurities about her career choices. Matthew admitted he had been jealous of my freedom to pursue my dreams. Laura confessed she had been mimicking our parents' behavior, trying to win their approval. Mom and Dad just listened, for once. When my turn came, I didn't talk about the business, the success, or the magazine. Instead, I spoke about the little girl who used to sketch designs in her journal, who just wanted her family to believe in her. "I don't need your approval anymore," I finished, "but I'd like your understanding." Dad cleared his throat. Could we see your workshop sometime? Really see it?" "I'd like to understand how you built it all," Mom added. "If you're willing to share." I pulled out my phone and texted Tamara. "Cancel my meetings today. Family stuff." Her reply came instantly, finally letting them earn their redemption arc. I looked around at my family's hopeful faces, at the disabled gifts scattered around the room, at the photo frame ready to capture new moments. "No," I typed back, finally letting myself have the family I deserved all along. Then I put my phone away and turned to face my family. "So, who wants to hear about how I actually built my empire?" Their eager responses spilled out in unison, but this time they weren't talking over me. This time they were ready to listen, and this time, I was ready to let them. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next video. Stay stunned.